Hello guys, and welcome to my third video on building your robot. So in this video I'm basically going to be showing you the basic commands or like the basic coding options in the original Mindstorms EV3 Home Edition, code, and what it does, and then how you can apply that into your own programming. And just before we start this video, I'm really sorry if you can hear like some background noise. It might be a fan. The thing is, there's a heater next to me, and my feet are absolutely freezing. So I just have it here because it feels nice and warm. Okay. So yeah, back to coding. So the first thing we have over here is the green option you can see over here. So the green option is basically the easy coding. So you've got basically it's the motors and the Mindstorms display, sound, etc. So the first one you're gonna see is the medium motor, or actually it's the small motor. The medium motor is actually not very powerful, but you only get 2 large motors in the kit. So the medium motor actually probably will be useful. And the way you basically code or program the motors is so that you put it next to whatever thing you have, and it's gonna have rotations, degrees, seconds, etc. Basically, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to put it on degrees. Degrees is just the fact you're putting it on degrees is so that it actually works. Rotations, it won't work very well. Seconds, it's complicated because you actually have to time it properly. So degrees is just a better option. So you can change the amount of degrees, like minus something, or whatever. And then you've got power, so you can put minus power if you want to go left or right. That you're gonna have to configure these by yourself. But the ideal power you're gonna want it on is about like 25, 50 at max. Really 100 is a lot. So you really don't want to put it at that much, and then degrees is just however much you want it. So then the next thing you have is steering. So steering is basically turning. When you have different wheels, you can actually turn with this, so you can see how much you want to turn, how much you want to actually move, and then how fast you want to go while moving. So then you've got many other things. You can move like all your wheels at the same time, for example. And then one thing that's really cool that I like is you can actually see what you have on the display. So you can make like different images. So you can have like a happy face, but they have to all work with the Mindstorms and everything. You can have your own sounds, whatever you like. You can play a file, like a song that you want to play, and then you can basically do whatever you like. So you can have like a song playing while your robot is moving or whatever. Then the yellow icons are basically wait, repeat, and stuff like that. So the wait sign is actually really useful especially when you have like a button. So waiting until like let's say you have a button that when you press the button, then it's gonna start. So you're gonna have to have wait, and instead of time, well, you can have time. So if you like whenever you start it, then it starts after an amount of seconds. But if you want to have a button, that what we're gonna be using actually when we're making the t-shirt folder, you're gonna have a touch sensor, and then you're gonna use compare and then state. And then from state, you're gonna go from here, and you're just gonna choose state, and then there's gonna be a few different things. So you're gonna be released, so you're holding it, and when it's released, it's gonna start. Then it's gonna be pressed, so when you're holding it down, then it's gonna start. And then there's bumped, so you just press it, like you just click it, and then it works. So that's just the basics for waiting. You can also have it like until you see a color. You can have it until a motor goes to a specific place. You can have it until you have a specific infrared signal, but really it's not something that you want to go into. And then these are just the basic repeats, loops, switch, whatever you want to go to then. So then you have the different sensor options. You've got like sensor options of motor rotation basically. These you will probably be using, but in the t-shirt folder we're going to be making, I won't be personally using any of these yellow ones, but it's good to have some knowledge about these. So basically, these are just so that when you have the color sensor, color sensor. So when it sees a color, it's gonna actually start working, or then when it sees a color, it's gonna start doing something else. So you can just keep, programming and programming so that, for example, in the vending machine option that I showed you in the previous video, when it sees a specific color on the coin, it will start working. The red icon you shouldn't go into at all if you're a beginner or even semi-advanced, because it's gonna be basically doing logic operations, math, etc. And then it goes really in depth. You've got random, you've got like game of chance or something. So if it's like this probabilities, so it's really complicated. And then this is only data operations. So then you've got advanced. So advanced is basically like you can have file accessing, you have messaging, Bluetooth, stuff like that. And the advanced, like the blue icon, is basically if you want to do something on a very professional level, and especially if you're doing something at your home level, you don't want to use it because it can get too complicated. And especially because most of the people that are watching, like you guys, you guys aren't gonna be like really advanced. You guys are probably just gonna be at home. You're probably about 13, 14, 15 maybe even. You're gonna be watching this at home and saying, okay, yeah, this is useless for me. Pause, exit browser, let's get into actually building it. So I'm not gonna be discussing too much about the advanced ones, but the action, these are the ones that you really want to pay attention to. And especially the large motor, that's like the one that you want to really pay attention to. And again, I advise you to use degrees. And one more thing before we end this is that when you're using the medium motor, remember to use it at 100. Like you want to use it at 100 all the way, like 100 minus or 100 plus, like whichever you want to use. You have to use it at 100, whether it's rotation, whether it's degrees, whether it's seconds. The power has to be at 100 because the medium motor is just so light and it's not as powerful as the large motors that you actually need a lot of power for it. And in the next video, when I'm making the t-shirt folder to show you guys on how to build a robot, you will see in the middle like this kind of weird, like I don't know, like maybe even a rib cage looking thing. And the reason I put that in, I just want to tell that to you in advance, is because it is basically too light. I mean, the medium motor is just too light, so you have to have some stabilizing weight so that the weight that you have that's being controlled by the medium motor is going to be stabilized by the other weight on the other side. So that's gonna go into deep physics, which I'm good at, but I'm not gonna explain. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed. But this was just like a quick video on how all these things work. Why are we using them? So it's not gonna be too complicated. And otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. And yes, I am still the king of laziness. Yeah.